these hold a bear spray? Perfect. Only if we get off and hike somewhere. Yeah.
Follow that.
Guess we'll find out.
See where we end up, I guess. I just filled up, so
Me too.
should be good.
I'm good for like 6 hours probably.
Good for that long.
little tougher trail than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we go that way. I don't know if you want to look or not, but you can see.
I trust you. Yeah. We'll get out of here eventually.
Yeah. I think that way. It looks like the popular way. See if we find any more footprints in those guys walking.
Should have asked university students. Oh yeah, protected site. That's it.
Should be there. We're close anyway. Oh yeah.
That wasn't too bad.
No. We'll just get you there. Couple of spots.
Whitecourt Meteor Crater.
Oh yeah, there's a trail.
I was wondering if you were headed here too.
We've never been here before, so
Oh, nice.
first time. We weren't sure. We were going to stop and ask you guys for directions, but
Well, I'm Professor Chris Hurd from the U of A.
Oh, okay.
I've worked on this site for
Oh,
15 years, so you're welcome to
nice.
join us as we walk around.
Oh, sure.
that'd be
Give you
awesome.
the lowdown on
That'd
it.
be cool.
Your
Yeah.
timing is great.
Yeah.
Chris?
Levi,
Levi?
Scott.
Scott, nice to meet you.
this is the crater right here.
It's right here, yeah. It's just down this, up this slope right here.
Oh, very cool.
Got a couple more for our tour today.
You guys beat us by
Again,
a
you just told me Levi,
Levi.
Scott, and Scott.
Nice to meet you guys.
Keith. Nice to meet you.
It's our first time here too, so
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you came specifically for the
Yeah.
crater? So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
perfect
cool.
timing.
So you guys see the map right there? That's where
That's
we're
looking
gonna
good.
that's where we're gonna replace.
Okay.
That's the other signs are there. So yeah, okay. So yeah, let's just walk over here. I can give you guys the welcome.
How do you know about it? Did you visit the visitor center or just word of mouth?
I don't know, we just heard people talking about it. And my wife's always wanted to come check it out, but wasn't sure on the trail, so I'm gonna check the trail out before I bring her up here.
Yeah, makes sense. You're actually
oh, that's quite deep.
Yeah. Okay. So
Holy.
this is it here. So it helps that you can see there's a sign on the tree that's on basically the opposite rim over there, and measured at 36 meters across, about 100 feet, and 6 meters deep. And we can go down in it afterwards. It's not a problem. And so for those in my crew, you know that that it formed 1,100 years ago is the age that we have on it. Because and that it came in from that direction, basically from the west southwest, heading east northeast, and so it would have come in at some fairly shallow angle and hit, and it was an iron-rich, what we call meteoroid, basically the object before it hits the ground, about maybe at most a meter across, probably more like half a meter, going something like 10,000 kilometers per hour equivalent when it hit the ground, and it exploded into shrapnel, and so then it blew out this hole, and what's called the ejecta, which is the layer of sediment that was dug out, is all strewn around here out to I think it's about 20 meters or so in each direction. And then on that side over there, there's a bit of what's called a raised rim. It's hard to see here, but if you look on a topo map or whatever, you can kind of see it. And so that also, that plus the fact that all of the shrapnel pieces, basically the smithereens from the impactor, are all out that way, up to 900 meters, all in the forest, thousands of them. And so that all points to the fact that it came in from a fairly shallow angle, exploded, and then the debris went that way. Can't really see it on here, but you get a sense of the scale of the crater here versus the vegetation, which we can kind of see. It's pretty obscured, like unless you know exactly where it is, you wouldn't be able to spot it from the air. So, and yeah, this is where we walk in, this trail right here. Mm-hmm.
That is cool.
It's a little more filled in than I thought it would be, but
By vegetation?
yeah. But I guess
Yeah.
that'll happen in 1,000 years or so.
Yeah, and so what's really cool, so when we first described it, so 2007, I think it was July 3rd, something like that, because two brothers, Sonny and Rod Stevens, had gone out. They had this idea, like people have known about. You're from the area?
Yeah, moved out here in 2003 or 5. Or
Okay, okay. So had you known about this site before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not too long after we got here, we heard about it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
never came out.
So the site's been known because the trail's right there. The site's been known for a long time, and these guys had the idea of coming out with some metal detectors, thinking, oh, maybe it's like a crater like has been described, like Sokotelin in Russia, or some crater like that where there's meteorites associated with it. So they came out and they were just up, I think they're pretty close to here, just up here, dug up a couple of pieces, and then they contacted me and they said, I think I found a crater and we think there's meteorites. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like seriously, because as these guys know, as my research group knows, everybody thinks they have a meteorite, right? So first of all, whether they have a meteorite or not, hugely skeptical, and then there's a crater. So then Sonny sent me a piece of the meteorite, and it was a shrapnel piece, and so I'd never seen anything like that before, but then we analyzed it, and we found right away we could tell it was made of iron nickel metal with phosphide mineral in it, which is a telltale that it's a meteorite. So then, but I was still skeptical that it was actually a crater, okay? Because again, the chances are really, really slim that you're going to have a crater and meteorites. So in late July of that year, my colleague Dwayne Fraze, who's a geomorphologist, and I came out to this site for the day. The brothers brought us out here. And we looked around, and Dwayne right away, he knows the landscape, he knows what forms, he knows what happened after the last ice age, like what things should look like. And he looked at it right away and said, yeah, it's nothing, it can't be anything else than a crater. And then he spent part of the day with a auger tool getting material out of the very bottom, like basically getting sediment and then going down as deep as he could. And at that point he could tell that the material that the crater sits in is all till from the last ice age. And when you get down deep enough, you get down into some of the bedrock, which is not really solid rock, it's like loose material, sandy material called Paskapoo Formation. But it's this, everything that you're sitting on here is all glacial till, so from 10,000 years ago, from the end of the last ice age. So by the end of that day, we knew that we had found an impact crater with meteorites, and that it was the youngest crater in all of Canada, because there's no other crater like this. We knew that it had to be less than 10,000 years old right away because it's sitting in glacial till. That's 10,000 years old. So we knew it had to be the youngest. And so we got our families together and toasted that evening because we're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, wow.
So then we went through the process of like describing it and researching it, and then various people have looked for meteorites to help sort of figure out where the meteorites are, etc. So we have a map and a database of all the meteorites. And then in the process of kind of describing it, we also applied and had the Alberta Historic Resources protection on it. So that's what's shown here on this map that we put up. So it shows the crater where we're standing right about here, and then there's a 200 by 200 meter box. And we came in like where we stopped before and saw you pass us on. That's right here. That's where the flagging tape shows the corner.
Oh, okay.
So the corners are all flagging taped, and so you can go outside of this area. It's Crown Land, and you can use a metal detector and look for meteorites.
Cool.
But it has been several years of people looking, so
Yeah.
there's not a lot that's left over. You can still find little pieces. Yeah. Any questions? Okay.
And you guys are putting these maps up?
Yeah, we're putting the map up over.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Handy.
Because it's been a while
Run into
since
the
we've been
people
out
who
here
found
to
the
actually.
crater?
Well, we saw the truck when they came in, and we
Yeah.
were kind of, oh, they must be walking because we didn't see
Yeah, any quads.
them. Yeah. Then we kept, I didn't know, we'd never been here, so we just kept driving. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's footprints, we're going the right way probably.
Cool. Anyway, let's go down into it.
Yeah. Then we passed him, like, oh no, I don't know if we'll find it now.
Crater Rim Trail.
I want to go look at the rim on that side.
Yeah, where it has the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Deeper than I thought. Like the
Yeah.
pictures
Yeah,
on
where
the
the other
internet don't
signs-
do it justice.
No, the pictures never do. Because that's what one person's like, oh, it's all overgrown. Well, of course there's stuff growing in it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a giant hole.
Yeah, excavated pretty good.
I want to take a picture with you. I think it's funny.
What do you say? Half a meter across?
Like 1 meter, I think. It's not very big.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah. Not very big for this big of a crater. You know?
Oh, you don't have to.
Like a steep slope like this is always hard on the knees.
I like this perspective, actually.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think the wife could probably make it out here on her quad.
Very cool. See you guys later.
See you later.
Thanks for the information.
I think I've seen him on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Or it was some professor. Probably him. Yeah, it's a little bit steep. Mosquitoes aren't too bad out here.
No, that's a good one. Oh, nowhere.
If you want to like quad for a while, we could go with the windfall.
Well, I mean, we could just follow one of these things or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be all day. I gotta look at the wife's quad here. Ignition's not working properly.
This one?
No, this is mine.
Oh,
I had to pull start hers this morning.
I had to charge this thing yesterday. It was dead. It's got a slow draw somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't imagine hiking out here if you did.
I guess if you dress appropriately. I never do.
No. I'm sweating now.
I know. I almost wear my flannel.
I'm so gonna buy one of those little beanie helmets though.
I have one.
This thing's fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's for my motorbike, so it's not bad when you're doing.
I guess mine's not beanie. It's an open face like yours, but doesn't have the thing that comes down.
Oh, yeah.